so proudly we hailed, and the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket treadless, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, traitors that star-spangled banner, yeah, wave for the land under the free, and the home of the brave. Because we are the brave. Yes, we are the brave. We'll fight you in name, the name of the brave. We are the US of A. For those unaware, that flag is still there. It's our future to save, this land of the brave, the US of A. Oh, traitors that star-spangled banner, yeah, wave for the land of the free, and the
This is Rio of Madison Rising, and you're watching Maxspeed TV.
I was born to kill it. I was meant to win. I am down on willing, so I will find a way. It took a minute, I didn't have a right away. When it got hot in the kitchen, you decided to
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Maxspeed TV. Steve Lane up in the booth calling the action tonight for the OP Throwback Cup Series. We are at the World Wide Technology Raceway, also known as Gateway, here tonight in the Gen 4s for this Throwback League. These guys will run Gen 4s all season long. Going to have a pretty decent-sized field here tonight. We're looking at 37 cars right now that has registered for the night. But this is the Gary Luttrell 200, sponsored by the Luttrell family. This is the brother of our own Stephen Luttrell, family sponsored to the race tonight. So big shout out to the family for that. So thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate you. 3 minutes left of practice. We're going to jump right in to our point standings here, folks. Let me get my stuff off the screen here. Yeah, that one's still a little bit high, so let me, where's it at? We're going to go ahead and hide the SDK. All right, OP Throwback Cup Series. In your top spot tonight, Vinney Maestas at a 522. In second tonight, Chad Colvin at 409, 113 behind Vinney. In third, Daniel Dow at 395, 127 points behind the leader and 14 behind Chad. Jeff Hollingsworth in fourth at 372, 150 behind the leader and 23 behind Daniel. Jason Fuller, I don't think is here tonight. 359, 163 behind the leader, 13 behind behind Jeff. That's Justin Fuller. Sorry about that. Nick Wing in sixth right now, 352, 170 behind the leader, and 7 behind Justin. Charlie Woods there in seventh, 351, 171 behind the leader, and 1 behind Nick. Bubba Whittingham coming in eighth right now at 336, 186 points behind the leader, and 15 behind Charlie. Bentley Glazer in ninth there at 330, 192 behind the leader, and 6 behind Bubba. Let's see, Mr. Donaldson, I believe he is actually out here tonight. I'm looking for him. But he is right now rounding out your top 10 at 319. 203 behind the leader and 11 behind Bentley. Adam Pettit in 11th right now at 315, 207 behind the leader and 4 behind Mr. Donaldson. Cody Eldred in 12th, 311, 211 behind the leader and 4 behind Adam. Brandon Pfeiffer in 13th at 310, 212 behind the leader and 1 behind Cody. Brent Elmore in 14th at 300 points, 220 behind, or 222 points behind the leader and 10 behind Brandon. Nathan Nixon right now in 4th at 294, 228 behind the leader and 6 behind Brent. Tyler Dalton in 16th at 288, 234 behind the leader, and 6 behind Nathan. And then we got a tie for 17 with Rick Sanchez and Mr. Wetzel. I'm trying to remember his first name. Don't see him out there tonight either. Forgive me, guys. Some of these guys I do not know, and I'm still trying to learn their names. But Rick and Mr. Wetzel there is 284 respectively at 238 behind the leader and 4 behind Tyler. Stephen Luttrell at 18th at 276, 246 behind the leader and 8 behind Rick and Mr. Wetzel. As we get done with practice into qualifying, but Hunter Carlson right now in 19th, 264, 258 behind the leader and 12 behind Stephen. And then Tyler Harris, I believe is his name. He is currently in the 20 spot there at 262, 260 behind the leader and 2 behind Hunter. Well, I did not mean to hit that button. I've got a new one up here for you. What happened last week? Andrew Faryniarz, your winner from last week at Rockingham. Vinney Maestas in second. Jerry West in third. Adam Pettit in fourth. Chad Coleman in a fifth. Well, these guys are getting ready to start qualifying. Let me get my overlay back up here. And right now, Jeff Hollingsworth is out on the track, as well as Tyler Dalton, Hunter Carlson, Nicholas Donovan, Brian Elmore, Brent Elmore goes spinning around. Charlie Woods out on the track. Joey Gattina out there. PK, Paul Crumry on the track as well. Nick Wing getting out there for his qualifying. Daniel Dow, Bentley Glazer, Ross Rawlings, Adam Pettit, Rick Sanchez, Jimmy Hopp, and Jerry West. Right now, let's get our qualifying up here. As Tyler Dalton taking over that top spot with the 33 flat. Bentley Glazer in second at 33.19. 32.99 by Tyler, but very good lap there by Tyler. Let's get our time up there. 3 minutes left of qualifying. Nicholas Donovan jumping into third. Ross Rawlings fourth. Daniel Dow in fifth. Bentley Glazer coming back with a 32.91. And then Tyler Dalton coming back with a 32.81. So these guys are not giving any breaks out there. Of course, we're having some issues with SDK not wanting to work right. As you can see, it's mixing everybody up. But right now, looking at our top 10, Tyler Dalton in the pole right now. Bentley Glazer second. Adam Pettit third. Joey Gattina in fourth. Nicholas Donovan in sixth or fifth. Hunter Carlson sixth. Ross Rawlings in seventh. Jimmy Hopp in eighth. Jeff Hollingsworth dropping to 10th. PK, Paul Crumry, taking over that 9th place spot. We still have guys out here qualifying, though, so we'll see what changes. With about 2 minutes left, let's go ahead and get our pre-race analytics up here. A 1.25 mile track. We're doing 100 laps tonight. 74-degree air temp, 48% humidity, clear skies, 3-mile-an-hour wind, track temperature of 77 degrees. So looking to be a pretty decent night of racing here for the Throwback Series. We are about a minute left. I don't... Vinney Maestas jumping up to that P3 spot. Jimmy Hopp up to 7th. Garrett Street's out there as well. Brent Elmore. Garrett looks like he is coming out on the track. Or is he going to pit road? He is going to pit road. Of course, some of these guys are not in Discord, so getting our pole sitter up here for an interview, unless he pops in to the podium winners, we may have to kind of skip out on the pole sitter for tonight. If that's the case, when they start gridding up, we'll go ahead and run through our grid. And I'm kind of looking to see if they're anywhere else, but all right, well, we are done with qualifying, so we will get ready to grid up here when they start coming out on track. But Tyler Dalton's going to be your pole sitter. Bentley Glazer in second. Vinney Maestas in third. Adam Pettit in fourth. So let's go ahead and get our Maxspeed TV starting grid here up. Tyler Dalton, your pole sitter. Bentley Glazer to his outside. Starting row number 2, that 70 of Vinney Maestas. On his outside, Adam Pettit. Row number 3, Joey Gattina on the inside. Outside of him will be Nicholas Donovan. Starting row number 4, Jimmy Hopp and Hunter Carlson. Row number 5, Ross Rawlings, Paul Crumright. Row number 6, Jeff Hollingsworth and Michael Madden. Row number 7, Charlie Woods and Daniel Dow. Row number 8, Garrett Streets, Brian Elmore. Row number 9 is going to be Rick Ellison and Michael Hopp. Row number 10, the 4 of Cody Eldred and the 5 of Rick Sanchez. Row number 11, Brent Elmore, Jerry West. Row number 12, Gary Bergeron, Nick Wing. Row 13, Bubba Winningham, Andrew Faryniarz, our last week's winner. Row 14, Christian Strader, Rusty Modesty. Row number 15, Vicente Guerrero and Stephen Luttrell. Row number row number 16, Robert Hooligan and Brian Workman. Row number 17, Dylan Pearson, Doug Johnson. Row 18, James Durer, Jeffrey Cox. And the last car of the field will be the number 984 of the one and only Mr. Lynn McNeese. A 100 laps here tonight. A little over 200 miles, but it's the Gary Luttrell 200 here tonight at Gateway. These guys are getting ready to take off for the start warm-up race. Guys still looking to grid out here. Looks like Nick Wing, Christian Strader, Jeffrey Cox, Dylan Pearson, Lynn McNeese, all still done, are going to start off a pit road. Well, hello, Mr. William Luttrell, one of the Luttrell family members that sponsored tonight's race. Again, this is the Gary Luttrell 200 here at Gateway. So, tip of the hat to the Luttrell family once again. Appreciate you guys, and happy to be able to do this for you guys tonight. Happy to be here. Of course, it's been a kind of a wild day for me. Get home from work and find out that my water meter is leaking. So I got the water company coming out tomorrow. Hopefully it's not going to cost me. I'm hoping it's their meter that's leaking and not my line. So we'll see what happens. The pace car dives off down to pit road as we get to the guys go start zone. That Chevy Land green flag in the air. Here we go. Green flag racing, folks. Once on the loud pedal, we're going to do it one time. A boogity, boogity, boogity. Racing here at Gateway in the Legacy Gen 4 cars. We already got guys diving off out of the way. Looking back through the field, I'm not exactly sure who that was. Oh, the 95. We got cars spinning around, bringing out our caution. Let's see if this will take me back to what happened. I think it actually started with the 49 of Adam Pettit right there. Let's take a look. Looked like he might have got on the pedal a little too soon. As you can start seeing that car turning sideways. And really nowhere for the 8 to go. The 78 right there, that's PK, Paul Crumright. Of course, these cars don't stop on a dime, folks. Unfortunately, that caught up several other cars. Back here, the 95. That's Michael Hopp. The 31 of Brent Elmore getting a piece of that as well. As there's just pieces of car flying everywhere. Gary Bergeron, the 01 of Jerry West getting involved there. Looks like maybe the 4 of Cody Eldred as well. Well, that was a quick caution, 3 laps in. Thanks everybody for tuning in tonight. Of course, don't forget Josh and Jeremy JM Squared broadcasting at the J&K Lift Services Truck Series. I believe they are at Texas tonight. And I do not have their broadcast link right now. Let me see if I can maybe pull that up. And I will pin that here. For everybody. There we go. We're going to get that pulled up here. And we will get that put over. Well, there we go. Well, thank you, Eric. So that link is pinned at the top of the page. Go over there, share some love, tell Josh and Jeremy that we said hey, and as we get ready to go back green, they are stacked up, racked up, and ready to go. It looks like they still got the lap traffic on the inside. I thought they got rid of that. A pace car down into the safety of pit road. They are at 39 of 167. We are lap 4 of 100. The Chevy Lane green flag is back out again on the loud pedal. Tyler Dalton getting a good jump out there. Got that clean air. Vinney Maestas right there in second. That is the 19. I believe that is Christian Strader. I'm looking for the 19. Nope, that is Christian Strader in the 29. There is Mr. Stephen Luttrell, the 89 of. Okay, the 19 is Tyler Dalton. That is the 9 of Nick Wing right there on the outside of Vinny. Oh, there is the 25 of Bentley Glazer in a third. Joey Gattina there in the 28 in fourth. Jimmy Hop in a fifth. Ross Rawlings sixth. Jeff Hollingsworth up to seventh. Trying to find a good camera angle. Don't have a whole lot. John Black out there in chat. How you doing, John? I know I seen you the other night, but I appreciate you tuning in tonight. Kind of single file throughout the field. Get up here around the 88. That is Andrew Faryniarz up here. Got the 29 of Christian Strader. Now these guys. Oh yeah, it's pretty bad. I mean these cars, especially on well, I think it's turn 1 and 2. That is that narrow turn. They have to be real careful with 1 and 2. You can hear them almost completely off of the throttle. Let's go. Let's take a look at Tyler Dalton here. We'll go cockpit view here. Ooh, that I do not like. Hang on a second, folks. Let me adjust this. Ooh, field of view a little bit. Almost at 10,000 RPM. Yeah, Gateway's a little tricky. As you can see, he is really battling that car from sliding out. And let's go ahead and get our driver with telemetry on here. 100 mile an hour, 106 out of turn number 2. They will get up to almost 160. Oh, we got a caution back out once again. Let's take a look here and see what it shows. I'm going to get that off of there. It took me back here to Andrew. Oh, Andrew was starting to get loose. Charlie Woods in the 98 right there. We're going to take a little closer look. We got guys crashing under caution. But as Andrew's coming down, you just kind of see, and Charlie just kind of came in a little hot there, tagged him on that left rear bumper, and that got him completely sideways. I want to go back here and look at my event viewer because I had some guys said showing that they crashed. That's Garrett Streets. Looks like Garrett was coming off of pit road or down to pit road. Him and Rusty Modesty right there. Oh, Garrett blinked out. So that's why it showed that. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and step aside. We'll be right back in just a second, folks. Hang tight.
Sizzling summer savings are yours for the taking at North Louisiana's #1 dealer, Chevyland. Save now before the price adjustments kick in. Get up to $9,000 off MSRP on select new Silverado models or incredible 0% financing on select new Chevrolet vehicles. And the Chevyland Advantage, 12 months, no charge scheduled maintenance. Get the best deals at North Louisiana's #1 dealer, Chevyland. Your Silverado headquarters. Online at Chevyland.com.
All right, we are back. Big shout out to Chevyland, our green flag sponsor here at Maxspeed TV. Bubba Winningham and Chevyland.com. Chevyland down in Shreveport, Louisiana at Eric's right. If you cannot make it to Shreveport, Louisiana, they will deliver in the lower 48 states. And John, that is something that YouTube started doing for top fans, for people that chat up in the chat, and the more you chat, the more points you get, and it kind of gives you a ranking. I don't know why they do it. That they started doing that here recently. Well, there goes the pace car down on the pace road or pit road. And I do apologize, that was kind of loud, but here we go. The Chevyland green flag back out again. That flag man beating that thing like it owes it money. The guys got to be careful. They're not allowed to switch lanes till after the start-finish line, they could get a black flag or get penalized for that. But Tyler Dalton, your leader, Vinney Maestas in second, Bentley Glazer third, Joey Gattina fourth, Jimmy Hop in fifth, Ross Rawlings sixth, Jeff Hollingsworth in seventh. As Jeff is looking down on the inside line of that 4 of Cody Eldred. And we got another caution that come out here, folks. Looked like we got Bubba Whittingham was involved in that one. That is the 88 of Andrew Faryniarz on the outside up there. Gary Bergeron 3 wide. That is Gary Bergeron down at the bottom. The 49, I believe that is, who is the 49? I'm looking for the 49. I don't see the 49. I'm not seeing that number on my... Oh, Adam Pettit. Let me see if... I thought maybe I could turn that off, but we're going to go back live here, folks. Tyler Dalton, still your leader. Vinney Maestas in second. Bentley Glazer third. Joey Gattina fourth. Jimmy Hop in fifth. Ross Rawlings in sixth. Jeff Hollingsworth in seventh. Hunter Carlson in eighth. Daniel Dow in ninth. Rick Sanchez rounding out your top 10. Well, looks like Dylan Pearson, Lynn McNeese, and Jeffrey Cox did not start the race. Looks like Rick Ellison has taken his car behind the wall, as well as Brent Elmore, Christian Strader, Cody Eldred, Nicholas Donovan, down on pit road. Okay, Cody, there's Christian, there's Mr. Elmore, and there is Mr. Ellison. So we have 34 drivers of the original 37. 3 did not start. And that is Dylan Pearson, Lynn McNeese, and Jeffrey Cox. Lights on the pace car are out as we coming down the back stretch into turn 3 and 4. Pace car will make that abrupt left-hand turn down into pit road. A short track, guys. When we look at what caused the cautions and stuff, it's hard to, well, it's really hard to, we got guys crashing in the back, but pace car dies off down the pit road. The flag man, oh, caution stays out. We see the lights on the pace car come back up. Let's take a look here. That was the 126 of Robert Hooligan. And the 38, or the, I think it's a 388 of Doug Johnson. We see a big checkup there on that outside line as the 31's coming around. That is the 9. Oh, the 126 couldn't get her shut down in time. It gets into the number 1 of Gary Bergeron. Well, the 9 gets into the back of the 126. The Stephen Luttrell into the back of the 388. That's what sent those guys down to the grass. So here we go. Pace car once again down to pit road. That green flag in the air. Chevyland green flag is waving once again, folks. Here we go. Back on the loud pedal. Lap 20 of 100. Not even a quarter way through. And we've had several cautions already. Tyler Dalton out front. Bentley Glazer there in a third. Cody Eldred down on the inside, lap down, trying to get his lap back. There's a 29 of Christian Strader, has to get hard on the brakes. And ladies and gentlemen, we got another caution. Right there with the 5. That is Rusty Modesty. Oh. Hang on, folks. I'm having some technical issues here. We're going to get on that chase view. And right here, Rusty makes that hard, aggressive turn down to the bottom, the 77. That is James Durer, was there on the inside. That got Rusty out of shape when he come down trying to hit that apex. Can't do much when there's a car already there. Unfortunately, that's going to bring out another caution as he has to wait for the traffic to get by. Tyler Dalton still with the commanding lead. I believe he has led every single lap so far. Of course, Alex is probably watching. I don't know. He said he wasn't going to make it tonight. He had his daughter, or getting his daughter tonight. So, of course, Alex is our league owner here for Thursday night. So, but we understand. Family comes first, Alex. Well, the lights on the pace car are out. They're going to be single file with the lap traffic down on the inside. That is the 29 of Christian Strader. Let me see. I need to find out. Looks like Christian is a lap down. Oh, Rusty Modesty looks like he's crashed again. I don't know what happened. Looking to see if the lights on the pace car come back on or not. They do not as we get ready to go back green here, folks. Chevyland green flag back out once again. Here we go. And a big wreck right there happening on the restart. Andrew Faryniarz getting a piece of that. Several cars getting wrapped up in that. The number 9 of Nick Wing. Looked like a big check up there on the restart, but looked like Andrew started up here with Andrew. Looks like there was a check up of the 39. The 77 has to check up. Well, that sends Andrew down to the inside. Oh, the 33 trying to avoid it as well. He gets loose. That sends Andrew around the one of Gary Bergeron to the inside wall. So 126 of Robert Hooligan up on the side of the 9. Robert losing his bumper. 66 of Bubba Winningham trying to avoid it. But Hooligan right into the back end of Bubba Winningham as the 9 goes spinning around towards the outside wall. Andrew out there, yeah. Yeah, we need some green flag runs or this is going to be a long race, folks. All right, well, we're going to step aside once again. Hang tight, folks. I will be right back. I see Michael Hopp out there in chat said he's trying to get them in line. I think guys are just need to be a little more patient. Wait for the green flag to actually come out. Keep their spacing. As we're looking at Tyler Dalton, Vinney Maestas staying way back. Oh, yeah, I think he was waiting on the 4 of Cody Elder to get up there for the lap traffic down on the inside. So they are coming down the back stretch into turns 3 and 4. Here comes the 31. Brent Elmore getting caught up with the other lap traffic down on the inside. Well, here we go. Pace car down into pit road once again as we hit lap 28 at the line. Chevy Land green flag back out. Uh-oh. Green flag back out. Here we go. We see guys really changing lanes. Now we're going to be 3 wide back here. That's with the 27 of Michael Madden. 4 wide here at Gateway. They ended up backing out and back to kind of 2-3 wide here. That was the 27 of Michael Madden, the 81 of Daniel Dow, the 31. Lap traffic of Brent Elmore. And down on that inside, now a battle right here between the 81 of Daniel Dow and the 79 of Jeff Hollingsworth. Jeff down on the inside underneath the 4 of Cody Eldred. Cody is a lap down traffic. but he is still out here racing. He don't have to give up the position. Jeff Hollingworth does get around Cody Eldred as he moves back up to that high line. The 81 there of Daniel Dow trying to cut that corner to gain some space there as he gets around the 4. And we got a wreck back here with the 4 and the 27. That was Michael Madden back here. Looks like the 77 getting a piece of it as well as James Durer. But Cody Eldred and the 27, Michael Madden getting into each other there. So let's go ahead and take a look here at what we... Oh, they were bumping right there afterwards too. You see Cody right there. Oh, Michael Madden just coming up. The 27 machine coming off the corner, slides up into the 4. We're going to watch this as they come to a stop, but I think there was a little bit of extracurricular activities going on after. As the 4 and the 27 are right there. Oh, the 4 showing his displeasure there as he gives the 27 a door shot. A little bit of short track tempers may be flaring just a little bit here at Gateway, folks. I hope not, but right now, Tyler Dalton is your leader. Vinney Maestas in second. Bentley Glazer in third. Joey Gattina in fourth. Jimmy Hopp in fifth. Ross Rawlings sixth. Jeff Hollingsworth seventh. Daniel Dow in eighth. Hunter Carlson in ninth. And Michael Hopp rounding out the top 10. Yeah, William, but they still got to be patient. Because I'm going to tell you, these cars on this track, they are a handful. And all you got to do is just be patient because, as you can see, somebody's going to mess up and, it's going to, they're going to slide out or something, spin around. That's going to open the door, but you got to be patient on that. You can't just, when it's green, just take and not give. So, and we are still not live. Now we are back live. No, I agree, William. I agree. I mean, we do have a pretty decent sized field. Unfortunately, it looks like we have lost several drivers here tonight. It is looking like as the Chevyland green flag is back out. It looks like we have lost Rick Ellison, Robert Hooligan, Gary Bergeron, James Durer. Kind of looking back through here. Aaron Drew Faryniarz back here, the 98. That is Charlie Woods down on the inside of the 5 of Rusty Modesty. Rusty making a pretty big move down to the bottom. Yeah, it's very hard to pass here because if you're on the low line, you're pretty much on the brake all the way through the corner, and then you just don't have enough room to push out, to let the car push out, especially when you're running 3 wide. And we're going to have another wreck as PK goes around. I believe he might have got tapped there a little bit. Let's take a look here. We're on a PK. Let's get a chase view here as they're coming down the back stretch. We see a car down on towards the bottom of the track. That is that the 77 of James Durer down at the bottom, the 8. And then there is Rusty Modesty coming up, and just looked like PK was trying to slow up for the slower traffic. And the 0-1 gets involved. The 29 of Christian Strader looks like he might have got a piece of that as well. Somehow it looked like Steven Luttrell got through there with no contact as well as Vicente Guerrero. And then PK gets tagged again by the 49 of Adam Pettit. All right, folks, while they are on the pace lap, we're going to go ahead and step aside once again, but we will be right back.
Sizzling summer savings are yours for the taking at North Louisiana's #1 dealer, Chevyland. Save now before the price adjustments kick in. Get up to $9,000 off MSRP on select new Silverado models or incredible 0% financing on select new Chevrolet vehicles. And the Chevyland Advantage, 12 months, no charge scheduled maintenance. Get the best deals at North Louisiana's #1 dealer, Chevyland. Your Silverado headquarters. Online at Chevyland.com.
And we are back. I'm going to turn that down just a little bit right there because that is loud. Well, Tyler Dalton still your leader. Vinney Maestas is second. Bentley Glazer third. Joey Gattina fourth. Jimmy Hop fifth. Ross Rawlings sixth. Jeff Hollingsworth seventh. Daniel Dow in 8th, and Michael Hop in at 9th, Hunter Carlson in 10th, rounding out your top 10. Looks like we are down to 31 cars here tonight, folks. We get ready to go back green. Well, yeah, short tracks are definitely more technical, but like William said, not a lot of patience being shown out there tonight. Guys just trying to, from what I'm seeing, and just my opinion, and I have run these cars at this track, and they're not the greatest. There is a lot of finesse involved, but there's got to be a lot of patience and a lot of give and take as the Chevyland green flag is back out once again on the loud pedal. You see guys already switching lanes back in the back of the group. We are side-by-side racing up here around Rusty Modesty on the inside of the 388 of Doug Johnson. Bubba Winningham to the outside. We're 3 wide. The 27 dropping to the apron. Michael Madden going down to the pits. .388 of Doug Johnson. That's 49 of Adam Pettit. The 33 of Garrett Streets. Doug opting to stay on that high side as the 49 to 33 and the 31. Brent Elmore take down the inside. Ooh, somebody blinking out there. Can't stay on them. A little bit of a 3 wide situation happening there for a second. I'm getting back up here. Andrew Faryniarz down on the inside of Cody Eldred in the 32 of Hunter Carlson. Andrew kind of coming up. Cody Eldred is, well, I got him at 3 laps down. We're not really going to know what the tire wear is or what the fall off is because, well, they're not getting long enough runs to really wear down the tires. Well, you know, honestly, oh, James Durer going around back here in the back. The caution comes out. Let's see what happened. That's James on the outside. Now we got Nicholas Donovan and Cody Eldred crashing. We'll see what happened here. That's Cody Eldred's down on the inside. And that is the 8 of Donovan. Just spins him. Cody is not happy. As you can see the way he took off. But I wanted to look at the crash here. Right here, I think, is where James Durer. No, this was the crash before. Okay, so it's not going to show me, but it looks like James Durer may have got tapped and got dropped down to the inside grass. Guys, this is going to be a long race. PK is getting a lap back. He's still going to be 2 laps down. Looks like Cody Eldred is down on pit road as well as James Durer. Nick Wing coming off of pit road. Jerry West coming off of pit road. Garrett Streets down on pit road. Brian Workman coming off of pit road. So is Cody Eldred. James Durer still down. Gosh. Well, let's hope not that there is not an altercation after the race. So. Yeah, you know, and again, this is short track. I mean, we're talking about a 1.25 miles short track here, so. Got my dogs out there barking. Hang on a second. All right, folks, we are back. Pace car down on pit road. Chevrolet green flag back out once again on the loud pedal. So we get going back green. Tyler Dalton with the commanding lead right now. Has led every single lap, 46 laps tonight. Joey Gattina there up to second. Andrew Faryniarz back up there, up 23 spots into third. Christian Strader in a fourth. Brian Elmore fifth. Rick Sanchez sixth. Vinney Maestas in seventh. Adam Pettit eighth. Michael Madden ninth. Stephen Luttrell rounding out your top 10. As we're watching the battles right here. That's the 27 of Michael Madden. Now he's on the back of the 05 of Rick Sanchez. 27 dropping it down the inside. So is the 49. Oh, the 49 and the 27 touching each other right there. Now we're side by side racing through the corner. The 49 in the middle. The 5 comes down. We're going to wreck again. And that's going to collect several guys. That was the 05 of Rick Sanchez. Where did Rick go? That happened right up there. The 36 is Stephen Luttrell getting a piece of that as well. Now Rick was on the outside looking to come down. No, he's getting sideways right there. And whoop, there's the 49 right into the back end. Spins him around, catches the 25 of Bentley Glazer. And the 84, and then the 51 just runs right up in there. That's Jimmy Hopp, and then the 84 of Ross Rawlings takes out the 36 of Stephen Luttrell, the 81 of Daniel Dow. Down at the bottom, the 95. I believe that is Michael Hopp. Somehow makes it through that mess. There's a 98 of Charlie Woods, and the 79 of Jeff Hollingsworth somehow makes it through, as well as the 14 of Vicente Guerrero. Well, we are halfway through, folks, and I think that is probably our, ninth caution of the night? Anybody out there keeping count? Because I lost count a long time ago. Six laps. Yep, pretty much. Now Rick Sanchez going to go back in and get his fast repair. Going to try to. Oh, he totally missed his pit box, it looked like. There we go. Now he's set. Andrew Faryniarz, your leader now. Christian Strader in a second. Vinney Maestas in a third. Michael Madden fourth. Bentley Glazer fifth. Daniel Dow in sixth. Michael Hopp in seventh. Stephen Luttrell in eighth. Hunter Carlson ninth. Charlie Woods in 10th. I think they decided to go. Yeah, they decided to take this two-wide restart because I think the lap traffic was too much, causing problems. And I thought they had worked that situation out after the first couple races. Oh, Nick. Oh, sorry to hear that, Nick. Nick Donovan out there in the number 8 car. He is done for the night with some internet issues. I hate to hear that, Nick. Man, I hope you get everything fixed. To see you next week. All right, there goes the pace car. We are going to be 2 wide at restart. We'll see how this pans out. This helps the racing a little bit. Andrew does have control of the restart. Already, guys jumping down to that inside wall. Now, I don't know if that is planned, but Vinney Maestas, Christian Strader, side by side there, coming out of turn number 2 down the backstretch now. Strader with the slight edge. Here comes the 25 of Bentley Glazer, making a run on the inside of the 27 of Michael Madden. But the caution comes back out once again. Oh, that's the 19 of Tyler Dalton, who's been really good this whole night. Just gets loose. Probably a little hard on the throttle. That is the 28. Not sure. That's Joey Gattina. Looks like he got down on the 14 just a little bit. That sent him up into the wall. Destroyed his car. Yeah, it looked like he just got on the throttle a little too hard and the rear end just snapped around. Again, that's the downside of this track, is getting too hard on the throttle in those, coming out of those corners, out of those turns, will get you loose real quick. At least it was for me on Tuesday when we were running a little test session, practice session that they'd set up. I wanted to kind of see how the cars felt, and yeah, it was pretty brutal. And Michael Hopp out there saying we can do better, boys. I agree. I think we can. I mean, these are all good drivers out here. I think it's just the track. We're going to go ahead and look at the pre-race here. I mean, the track temperature's not too bad. The air temperature is at 70. I think guys just need to be a little more patient and keep their cool. Oh, yeah. Got to race with that egg behind that pedal. That's what they always say. As we get stacked up again 2 wide, Andrew Faryniarz is going to be your leader, so he will have race control or race start. Or I should say the leader has control of the restart. Well, I think part of that, Nick, is we got a lot of new drivers out here, and we got a lot of good drivers that's being pretty aggressive. That's, again, this is just my opinion. And there's too much take and not enough give. And being patient and waiting for that opportunity to make that pass, I think is where we're struggling right now with this group. Chevyland green flag is back out, folks. On the loud pedal, here we go once again. Of course, look at a big checkup back there in the back. And we are almost 3-4 wide up here. Vinney Maestas there on the inside. The 27 of Michael Madden getting turned around. Well, that's going to bring out another caution. Oh, PK getting a piece of that. Looked like he might have got tagged. Jeff Hollingsworth got spun around as well. Let's take a look here. Let's go to PK and see what happened to him. Oh, Jeff Hollingsworth. PK looked like he was spinning his tires. And Jeff Hollingsworth just right into the back end of PK. And that gets him spun around. And that's going to bring out yet another caution. It looks like PK may have taken his car behind the wall. Well, it's just, you know, when you're running too wide, when you're running side by side, again, it's that give and take, Everett. If there's not any give and just so much take, then you're gonna have the issues we're having. That, again, that's just my opinion, and that's just from what I'm seeing from my point of view. From up here in the broadcast booth, that's what it looks like to me. Just guys being overly aggressive. They just need to calm down a little bit, wait for the moment, and then capitalize on the mistakes of the other driver. Cody Eldred going to get his lap back. He'll be one lap down. Lap 58 of 100. Oh, I got you, Everett. I got you. Well, lights on the pace car are out once again. Lap 59 of 100 in the books. Just a little over halfway through. You know, but you got to have the grip, and you got to have the drivers got to have control of their vehicles to be able to go 3 wide here. It can be done. I mean, we've seen 4 wide fairly easy on the back straightaway. There is Big PK out there in chat. Well, pace car dives off down to pit road once again. That Chevy Land green flag up in the air. Waiting for them to hit that Geico restart zone. There's the green flag. Chevy Land green flag out once again. Andrew Faryniarz out to the front with a good lead. Vinney Maestas right there behind him. Now we got a battle for third with Bentley Glazer and the 29 of Christian Strader. Bentley gets the edge on Christian. Now we got the 81 of Daniel Dow making a move. The 95 of Michael Hopp right there as well. Of course, the 01 of Jerry West had a good finish last week, making his way up. Oh, the 81 of Daniel Dow up into the wall. No caution coming out. Single car. Everybody looks like going to get around him. No, they're not. The 39, the 19. That's going to bring out a caution. That was a hard hit on the 81. The 5 of Rusty Modesty drops down. 32 right there with him. There's the 98 of Charlie Woods. He is going to get around. as Daniel's still up on the wall. There goes the 49 and the 31, the 14 of Vicente Guerrero, the 5 of Rick Sanchez. The 388 gets hit right there, trying to avoid, got pinched down on the 27, and the 39 just right into the back. And then the 39 gets tagged by the 19 of Tyler Dalton. And that's 39 is Brian Elmore. 66 of Bubba Winningham somehow gets by that 39 machine of Elmore. Well, folks, short track tempers are probably flaring a little bit, so we'll wait to do the interviews for the post race. I'm sure that some of these guys just will not want to talk about it. Cody Eldred will get the lucky dog again, get back on the lead lap. PK, I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry that your night ended early. I hate it for you. So we are down to 28 drivers. See Jeff Hollingsworth down on pit road now. It looks like he is coming off of pit road. Nick out there. I got an Xbox, Everett, but I don't know if I don't think I have NASCAR 5 yet. Of course, I got my PS5 here in my office. Well, lights on the pace car are out as we get ready to go back green. Lap 64 of 100. Be lap 65 at the line. Pace car is down on the pit road. Here we go. That Chevy Land green flag in the air. Chevy Land green flag back out. Here we go, folks. Back racing again. And that one car, I think that's Nick Wing, keeps dropping down to the inside. Andrew Faryniarz still your leader. Vinney Maestas right there on him. Bentley Glazer back up in that third spot. Michael Hopp, Christian Strader battling for fourth. Michael Hopp gets an edge on him coming out of the corners. We get to turns 1 and 2. It's really going to depends on who keeps the momentum coming through the corner. It's not the 95 of Michael Hopp does get the edge on Christian Strader. Christian falls back to 5th. Well, there's the 51 of Jimmy Hopp. He's going to try to get that same run to get down on the inside. Is he going to have enough? He is not, but he's going to get a little bit of gain here coming down the straightaway. So we get turns 1 and 2. He's going to take the inside, straighter to the outside. Door to door coming out of turn 2. Straighter up high. Just not enough on that low exit for the 51 of Jimmy Hop to get around Christian. Now the 01, Jerry West. He is closing the door on the 51 of Jimmy. Now here comes the 5 of Rusty Modesty as well on the back bumper of the 01 of Jerry West. We got another battle right here between the 98 of Charlie Woods and the 36, but the 36 loses a lot of momentum, slides up the track. Now Hunter Carlson here. And there's a 49 of Adam Pettit trying to make a run on the inside. He is on the inside of the 36 of Luttrell. Side by side, 2 rows deep here, 27 and the 05 of Rick Sanchez, the 33 of Garrett Streets trying to get a piece of this action as well. They're going to take the low line, keep Rick up on that high side. Ooh, that's awful close between the 33 and the 27. They both jump up to the high side, trying to get that line to hit the apex on that corner. The 36 of Stephen Luttrell still stuck on that outside right now. He's got the 27 of Michael Madden to his inside. Now the 49 going up in front of Luttrell. Going to catch a little bit of draft there. That is the 49 of Adam Pettit. Looking back here, we're at a little bit of 3 wide maybe. That is the 81 of Daniel Dow. And Jeff Hollingsworth getting spun around back there. I believe that was the 31 of Brent Elmore getting in the Jeff that sent Jeff up to the wall. That's going to bring out another caution here. Let's see if it shows us what happened. Well, it's not. So we're just going to do the live rewind here. And let's get on a chase view. As we see, we're on the chase view with Jeff Hollingsworth. Now Jeff is coming out of the corner, kind of coming up a little bit. The 31 just stayed there and gets right into the right rear quarter of the 79. And gets him turned around. The 39 squeaking by there. Damage to both of those vehicles. So, unfortunately, that's going to bring out another caution. I don't even know how many cautions we've had so far. Folks, we've had so many of them. Braden, you be careful on your way home, buddy. Like I said, I do not envy you. Those road trips can be brutal. Well, let's run through our top 10 real quick. Andrew Faryniarz in first. Bentley Glazer second. Christian Strader third. Jimmy Hop in fourth. Jerry West fifth. Charlie Woods up to sixth. Adam Pettit seventh. Joey Gattina in eighth. Ross Rawlings ninth. Rick Sanchez 10th. Daniel Dow in 11th. Brian Elmore 12th. Tyler Dalton in 13th. Bubba Winningham in 14th. Vinney Maestas back to 15th. Michael Hop in 16th. Rusty Modesty in 17th. Hunter Carlson in 18th. Garrett Streets 19th. Michael Madden in 20th. Vicente Guerrero 21st. Jeff Hollingsworth back out in 22nd. Cody Eldred in 23rd. Brian Workman coming down a pit road in 24th. Nick Wing in 25th. Doug Johnson 26th. Stephen Luttrell 27th. Brent Elmore coming back out in 28th. So that is our 28 car field right now. Lights on the pace car are out as we head down the back stretch. Very well could have between him and Tyler Dalton. But lap 73 of 100, folks. We are almost 3/4 of the way through this race. As we get ready to go back green again. My beautiful bride came in to grab my coffee cup to get me a fresh cup of coffee as the pace car does dive out to pit road. Chevyland green flag up in the air. It is back out waving once again. Here we go, folks. Back on the loud pedal. So Andrew gets a good jump out to the front, trying to get that gap opened up. Keep some space. We're side by side right here with the 29 of Christian Strader and the 51 of Jimmy Hop. Jimmy does get the edge on Christian coming out, but we've got another big wreck. I see a lot of red on my event viewer here. Let's take a look. It takes me back here to the 89 of Brian Wertman. Oh, Bubba Winningham. Let's find a Bubba's car because he looked like he went for one heck of a ride here. Looks like it started up in front of Bubba. Right there with the 95. That is Michael Hopp getting loose. The 32 is getting spun around, and the 33 of Garrett Streets right into the back of Bubba. The 14 of Vicente Guerrero. The 79 of Jeff Hollingsworth. The 388 of Doug Johnson hits Bubba on that right front, and up and around he goes. Hard shot on Bubba there. Man, that had to hurt. Michael said, nope, did not do better there. Well, let's see here, folks. Well, I'm going to go ahead and do it. I said I wasn't going to, but I want to go ahead. Oh, where'd he go? I sent him to the wrong room. There he is. Hey, Steven, I know it's been kind of rough out there, buddy, but, man, what are you feeling out there with the track in these cars?
The setup is pretty darn good. It's a little loose coming off, but once you get brand new tires, you're gonna have to take a little while to take it easy because these are slick on brand new tires.
So I'm just, and again, I said my opinion. I see a lot of take, but not a lot of give out there tonight.
Yeah, there's a lot of take. There is a lot of impatience too.
Yep. All right, brother. Well, you guys are fixing to go back green. I'm going to let you go. Thanks for popping in here for just a second. And, man, good luck.
You got it, bud. Thanks.
All right. We're going to get him back down there as we come around at turns 3 and 4. Faryniarz, your leader. Glazer second. Jimmy Hop in third. Strader fourth. West in a fifth. The pace car dies off down to pit road. Here we go. That Chevyland green flag, as you can see, up in the air. And the Chevy Land green flag back out once again. Here we go. On the loud pedal with 23 laps to go. Again, I see a lot of just a lot of movement. Of course, now we're looking at 3 wide up here with that is the 70 of Vinney Maestas. Things kind of calmed down. Vinney going up, going to be out in front of Rusty Modesty. There was some. It was a 19. Tyler Dalton trying to get some spots back in the 84 of Ross Rawlings. We're battling it out. Oh, getting loose with the Rick Sanchez. That gets in to the 19. Bubba winning, or the 81 of Daniel Dow. Rick Sanchez, the 39. Getting a piece of that as well. Man alive. Everett Grover out there. How you doing, Everett? Guys, this has been a wild one for sure. Looks like we have lost a few more drivers after that wreck. Oh, no. Well, I am looking at a lot of cars down on pit road. Now, Nick Wing is coming out. Tyler Dalton down on pit road. Adam Pettit down on pit road. As well as Michael Hopp, Bubba Winningham. Doug Johnson's coming around. Daniel Dow down on pit road. Well, guys, we've lost several cars tonight, taking it behind the wall. We're down to 24 drivers now. Ross Rawlings, Rick Sanchez, Brian Wortman, Paul Crumide, Nicholas Donovan, James Durr, Gary Bergeron, Robert Hooligan, Rick Ellison, Lynn McNeese, Dylan Pearson, and Jeffrey Cox has all taken their cars behind the wall. Of course, Lynn, Dylan, and Jeffrey did not start. So Minnesota Twins trading. I'm going to have to check that out here in a little bit as we are 19 laps to go. As long as they ain't taking none of my Texas Rangers, we'll be all right, PK. The Rangers have been doing pretty good this season. I want to see them make the postseason again. Well, Andrew Faryniarz, your leader. Bentley Glazer second. Jimmy Hopp third. Christian Strader fourth. Jerry West rounding out your top five. Pace car down the pit road. Coming to that Geico restart zone. Chevy Land green flag out once again. Here we go back racing. And already Bubba Winningham getting spun out in the back. No caution out as Bubba is back rolling. So Andrew Faryniarz bringing them back around, turns forward to the front stretch across the line with 17 laps to go. Now we got a battle right here for third with Jimmy Hop, Vinney Maestas, the 29 of Christian Strader. Little bump there by Christian on Vinney. Vinny's going to be able to maintain. Here comes the 29. Or that's the 28 of Joey Gattina. The 51 of Jimmy Hop closing that door on Vinney. Vinney trying to get to this bumper, stay in the draft. Now we got a battle here with Christian Strader and Joey Gattina. Joey to the inside. He's going to have enough to get around him. The question is, enough momentum? Yes, he will. So he will get out in front of that 29 machine. With Jerry West back here. Now we got a battle here between Hunter Carlson, Rusty Modesty, and Jeff Hollingsworth. 4-8. Hunter Carlson got a good line there on the outside. Jeff on the inside. The 33 into the inside wall. No caution. The 33 of Garrett Streets back rolling. So no caution coming out on that. Now Charlie Woods right there with Jeff Hollingsworth behind Rusty Modesty. They are looking at trying to get around Hunter Carlson and Rusty. Now we got a battle up here between Vinney Maestas and Jimmy Hop. Vinney got the edge, the leverage on the inside. Does get around the 51 of Jimmy Hop. That puts Vinney in a third. Joey Gattina now looking to possibly try to take over. Oh, big check up there. That sent Christian Strader up towards the wall. Now Joey Gattina is trying to catch up with that 51 of Jimmy Hop. As Bubba Winningham up to the wall. Everybody else going down to the bottom. Bubba going to go a lap down here. Not been a good night for that 66 machine. Oh, the 14 of Vicente Guerrero into the 66. Goes a little bit airborne. And there is the yellow flag. That probably damaged Vicente pretty good. As we see him right here just catch Bubba. Bubba kind of coming down a little bit there. And that sent Vicente with a nose grind on the track. Looked like he was going to save it. And I guess when he got back on the throttle, or he had something broke, and that just sent him up towards the wall. Probably broke the right front wheel when he hit Bubba there, and that brought out the caution. So we'll see what happens here as we are 12 laps to go. Andrew Faryniarz, your leader. Bentley Glazer in second. Vinney Maestas in third. Jimmy Hop fourth, and Joey Gattina in fifth. Nick, if you could answer this, or PK, one of you guys, I don't know what they were running on fuel as far as percentage-wise, but can you tell me how many laps y'all were showing that you would get on a tank of fuel? 55 laps, so you guys was probably running 100% fuel then. So man, we're already talking preseason. Is this preseason football, Eric? Man, I can't believe it's already that time of year where we're already into preseason football. It's hard to believe this summer's went by so fast. Well, we are stacked up, racked up, ready to go. Once again, 10 laps to go. Well, let's hope they can get a green flag run here. Oh, Hall of Fame game. Okay. Yeah, they'll usually do that before the preseason actually starts, won't they? All right, pace car down to pit road. Green flag, Chevrolet green flag in the air. Here we go. Chevrolet green flag back out once again. 9 laps to go, folks. It's going to get pretty wild. Kind of looking back through here, checking some of the battles we got going on. The 29 of Christian Strader down at the bottom. There is the 28 of Joey Gattina. Trying to get caught up with the old one of Jerry West, but right here, the battle 4-6. Christian Strader down on the inside. Hunter Carlson on the outside. Of course, Rusty Modesty there. Jeff Hollingsworth to the outside as well. 5 coming up in front of Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth looking down to the inside. Uh-oh. 29 of Christian Strader blinking out. Can't really stay on him if he's blinking out. He is down on the inside. Single file all the way back up to the front, but the battle right here, Christian Strader, Hunter Carlson, now they're battling out for 7th. Hunter down on the inside, Christian down on the inside, Hunter on the outside, Rusty Modesty looking to peek to the outside. That's not going to let the 29 of Christian Strader slide that car up. Now the 29 down on the inside. Jeff Hollingsworth looking to the inside of the 5. The 5 getting loose there, coming through the corner, almost dirt tracking through the corner. Hey, JJD, that is Mr. James Durer out there. James Durer Racing. Yeah, it's been pretty rough, James, I have to admit. Rusty Modesty there in night. Jeff Hollingsworth rounding out your top 10. Now Michael Madden looking to the inside of Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth staying in that middle groove. Michael Madden down low. Hollingsworth to the outside, side by side coming out. Hollingsworth into the wall. Now the 27 does have a little bit of a run on the 79. The 27 is going to take that. But we've got a caution come out. Looks like Nick Wing involved. And the number 9, the 31 right there. Looks like the 31 might have been getting a little bit loose. Or did Nick spin it? Oh, Stephen Luttrell spun. And Nick comes up trying to avoid Stephen right into the side of the 31. So it looked like Stephen may have self-spun. We'll see. I got to get this thing rewound right. You can see how much Steven's car is sideways. He's getting back on the pedal. And he just spins around, self-spins to the inside wall. And that brings out another caution. I don't think anybody else got into that. Just right there, Nick Wing and the 31 getting door to door. That's Brent Elmore trying to avoid the wreck. So well, folks, this will be our, I believe, our first GWC attempt here. I don't think he hit the rumble strip. He was already getting sideways about mid-corner. You snuck out of my broadcast. You didn't make me. Well, right now, Benny is in second and Bentley's in third. Joey Gattina with the OGR guys are in sixth. Jeff Hollingsworth in 10th right now. So GWC attempt number 1. I believe they only get 2 GWC attempts here on Thursday night. So if they don't make it around to the white flag, oh. So they got to make it around to the white flag. If not, they'll do one more GWC attempt. And then if it happens again, then that will be the race. Well, they come down the backstretch into turns 3 and 4. The pace car will dive off down to pit road right there. The flagman does have that Chevrolet green flag in his hand when they hit the Geico restart zone. We will be back green for our first GWC attempt. The Chevrolet green flag back out. It looks like Vicente Guerrero dropping it down to the inside. Now we got Faryniarz out front. Vinney Maestas right there on him. Bentley Glazer and the 51 of Jimmy Hop battling it out for that P3. Jimmy has the slight edge down the back straightaway. Bentley Glazer rides that thing in pretty hard. We are still door to door. Now Bentley jumps up in behind the 51 of Jimmy Hop. But back up here, though, Vinney Maestas, Andrew Faryniarz battling it out for the lead. Vinney right on his bumper. Oh, Vinney but the bump, but the white flag is out. Vinney is going to take the lead. Jimmy Hop in second, Bentley Glazer in third. White flag is out, folks, so we are coming to the end here. Bentley Glazer getting loose. Vinney Maestas going to be your winner. Jimmy Hop in second, and Bentley Glazer with that third place finish. Well, we will get our top 3 up here for our post-race interview. So hang tight, folks. We will be right back. All right, folks, we have caught up with our podium winners tonight. I don't see Jimmy Hop out there, but hopefully he will come into the podium winners here soon. So, but we'll go ahead and get to our third place finisher tonight. Bentley Glazer, man, you were looking pretty good out there. I mean, you started up at P2, you finished third. A lot of cautions, but again, from where I'm sitting and looking down at the track, man, these cars were a little bit loose coming out of the corner, but man, there was a lot of taking and not a lot of giving.
Yeah, there was too much cautions to even really call it a race. I think it's more pacing.
Well, unfortunately, I mean, this is more of a short track. I mean, it is a short track, but just a little bit of everything going on. Guys not being patient, guys being a little overly aggressive. It was a lot of cautions. I don't even have a caution count, man. There's quite a few of them. But, I mean, overall, how did the car feel? How was the tires? I know that the short track, the tires, the right fronts probably got burned up pretty good. But how was it for you, bud?
Tire wear was pretty good just because we didn't get that many laps on them. I think Andrew didn't pit forever and almost won the race. Kind of got spun there.
Yeah, it was pretty bad luck, I guess. I mean, Vinny was right there on him, but man, awesome job. I mean, for a long race, if you, like you said, if you want to say it that way, but man, just awesome job, Bentley. And I'm gonna go ahead and let you kind of do any final thoughts, shout outs, thanks you want to give before you go celebrate, bud.
Thank you for broadcasting, and thanks to all the OGR guys, and thanks OP League.
All right, Bentley, appreciate it, buddy. Go celebrate, and we will catch you later, bud.
All right, thank you.
All right. Well, we got Mr. Jimmy Hop up here. We'll get him up into the broadcast channel. Jimmy, I was wondering if he's going to show up, buddy, but you are our P2 finisher tonight, man. It's been a long race, brother.
Yes, it has.
Well, same thing I was talking to Bentley about, and I'm looking down at what you guys are doing out there. I'm not seeing, what you guys are seeing behind the wheel, but I've seen a lot of taking, not a lot of giving, and guys just being impatient tonight. Would you, in your opinion, would you say that contributed to a lot of the cautions as well?
Yeah, a lot of people are just wanting to get in front of each other so early and try and get as much as they can in the opening lap of going into turn one, which causes accidents. Gotta give room, give everybody space, give a spot, because you can always make it up back if we get green flag run. So that's what's been contributing a lot this season.
Well, of course, that's what we were talking about, that patience, these short tracks like these, especially with these big, heavy, unrestricted cars, guys are going to make mistakes. And it's best to just kind of run your race, be patient, let it happen, and then capitalize on that mistake.
Absolutely.
Well, same thing I'm going to ask you. Of course, we didn't have a lot of green flag runs, so tire wear probably wasn't that big of a deal. But when you guys did get the runs, how was the tires treating you?
I forget what lap I last pitted on, but the last two green flag runs, I felt my tires were starting to heat up a little bit. My right front finished at an 88, and I could feel it. And Vinny, he was on some fresh tires, so he was fast. Him and I had a really good race for like 10 laps. That was fun. But yeah, no, if we had a little green flag runs, tires are definitely coming into play. My right front was heating up a little bit.
Well, brother, I mean, awesome job tonight. I mean, it was a long race, but I'm going to go ahead and turn the mic over to you, Jimmy. Any final thoughts, shout-outs, things you want to give before you go celebrate, buddy?
Thanks, OP Racing, having me be a part of these races. It's I look forward to every Thursday night. I'm still having fun while racing. It's been a rough start to the season, but I have high hopes for the rest of the season. It's going to be great. I'm thankful for having me. Thank you for commentating and putting in the work for us.
All right, Jimmy, we'll go celebrate, brother. I'm going to let you go and take care of what you need to take care of. We'll see you next week, brother. All right, well, that is going to bring us to our race winner tonight. Let me get him up here. That number 70 machine of Vinney Maestas. Vinney, man, your second win of the season. You know, that little bit of controversy out in the chat right now with that that little bump and run, but you know, you got to do what you got to do. But it looked like it was a good bump. Just got him loose. You may have been on pressure tires. I think you were, but you were fast, dude.
Yeah, man, I feel really bad. That's, you know how I am. I don't race that way. Still getting used to this car. Front end's a little further than I thought, but you know, I was hoping to get the run right off of 2 to stay with him and maybe dive bomb or, you know, make that move there. But that was not my intention. It sucks, man. It really does. That's not how I wanted to end the race, but Andrew's fast, man. Really, really fast. Crazy. I picked off of what he was doing at the end there, and he was downshifting into 1 and 2. So I took advantage of that with fresher tires, a little more calm, and did it after that green-white checkered, and tried to, you know, manipulate the situation and try to get him at the end of the straight, but it didn't go the way I wanted to. I mean, you could tell I didn't punt him. I didn't hit him hard. I just a little nudge, you know, that's all it took. But I'm sorry to you, Andrew. That's not how I race. You're a lot better than I am, I'll tell you that right now, but you know, it is what it is.
Well, you know, we were talking a little bit about the race tonight. I mean, there was a lot of cautions out there. And again, Vinny, you know me, I'm going to call it like I see it. I was seeing a lot of impatient drivers trying to make moves that were too early, too aggressive, too soon. Was you seeing some, I mean, you were out front most of the race, but was you seeing some of that as well?
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate. We have a big field here, and we got a lot of good drivers, you know, who are in the front and end up in the back, heading, trying to do strategy, but, you know, they get screwed at the end. A situation like what we just witnessed right now is, you know, something you would see in racing, you know, just a little impatient or just a little mistake. But every other caution is, you know, a little ridiculous, I think. But if you want tight racing, you know, I think you need to focus on the drivers who don't have many incidents or don't cause many cautions. But I think it's a lot of discipline and a lot of patience in the end to, you know, for the results, you know, for good racing.
Right. And, you know, these cars, it's like I was saying, these cars are heavy. Are heavy cars, unrestricted, so they're big engines. So I noticed that a lot of guys were self-spinning too, maybe just getting on the throttle a little too soon, coming out or maybe in mid-corner, that's what was getting them loose. If you had any advice to somebody, of course I know you say you haven't had a lot of time in these cars, but you handled it well. What advice would you give somebody or to even a new driver on running these cars at short tracks?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think it's a lot of roll on, roll off, you know, type of situation with these type of cars. They got a lot of power, a lot of torque. I don't think, you know, you don't need, especially at a small track like this, you don't need too much braking, too much throttle. It's not the next gen cars, you know. It's just patience, man. It really is, you know. And I you know, I stepped that boundary a little bit with Andrew because I know he's fast. I mean, he pitted on lap 26 and he was still fast. He set the fastest lap. But that just goes to show you, you know, it's just managing your tires and managing your discipline and going through the corner, and you could still set a fast lap. But all in all, man, you know, you could definitely be a fast driver if you just have patience, you know when to pass and know when to take a corner, dive bomb. A lot of people dive bomb. That's the biggest thing. A lot of people dive bomb into a corner and they're just going, straight into it without understanding the breaking point.
Mm-hmm.
But it takes time. It really does take time and experience and patience.
Well, Benny, awesome job, buddy. Congratulations on your second win of the season. Any final thoughts, shout-outs, thanks you want to give before you go celebrate?
Yeah, you guys with Maxspeed TV and broadcasting, it's awesome to see. I wish we could race more green flag racing, but Andrew, of course, and that last lap on turn 2 was not intentional. I really apologize for that. Hope to see you and race more around with you. OGR and all those guys, racing with them and teaming up with them and working with them. That's been awesome. And the league itself, OP Racing, Alex Green, and I really don't know these guys too well, but they work hard and admin and pulling it off. So shout out to you guys.
All right, Benny, I appreciate it, brother. Go celebrate, man. We will see you next week.
You got it, brother. See ya.
All right, folks. Well, that is going to bring us to our unofficial results, pending any admin stuff that they have to do. But we're going to go ahead and get to our unofficial results here. Vinney Maestas, your winner tonight. Jimmy Hop in that second place. Bentley Glazer third. Joey Gattina finishing fourth. Christian Strader fifth. Jerry West in sixth. Hunter Carlson in seventh. Michael Madden eighth. Rusty Modesty in ninth. Jeff Hollingsworth with a top 10 finish there. Charlie Woods 11th. Garrett Streets 12th. Adam Pettit 13th. Tyler Dalton 14th. Cody Eldred in 15th. Brent Elmore 16th. Michael Hop 17th. Brian Elmore in 18th. I said Brent Elmore in 16th. Okay, had me confused there for a second. Nick Wing in 19th. Doug Johnson in 20th. Andrew Faryniarz in 21st. Bubba Whittingham 22nd. Stephen Luttrell 23rd. 24th. Vicente Guerrero in 25th. Daniel Dow 26th. Ross Rawlings 27th. Rick Sanchez 28th. Brian Wortman 29th. Paul Crumry PK 30th. Nicholas Donovan 31st, James Durr. 32nd, Gary Bergeron. 33rd, Robert Hooligan. 34th, Rick Ellison. 35th, Dylan Pearson. 36th, Jeffrey Cox. And 37th is Lynn McNeese. Well, I do appreciate everybody tuning in. William, I appreciate it, and it was such an honor to call this race. Again, the Luttrell family sponsored tonight's race for Gary Luttrell. I'm not going to go into details. I didn't want to talk a lot about it, but big shout out to the Luttrell family for sponsoring tonight's race. Glad to be able to do this for you guys as well. But that's going to do it for us tonight. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Everett Baker out there, Everett Grover, Eric W., Jeremy Medlock popping in. I think they had problems. Nick Donovan, PK popping in to the chat after he got out. James Durr as well. Appreciate you guys popping in. I know it wasn't the greatest of nights for racing, but glad you guys stuck around and hung out with us for a little while. Kind of going through William Luttrell again. Thank you guys. Brandon Cowles, Michael Hop out there popping in as well. Let's see. Am I missing anybody? Let me go through here, folks. I don't want to miss anybody. Andrew James out there as well. John Black. Good to see John out there. I know he says he hasn't had a lot of time to tune in, but thanks, John Black, for tuning in as well. Well, thank you, everybody, for watching tonight. We will see you guys Saturday night. Hope everybody has a good night, good rest of the week, and we will see you guys Saturday. So until then, folks, please stay safe, be careful, and we will see you Saturday night.
Sizzling summer savings are yours for the taking at North Louisiana's #1 dealer, Chevyland. Save now before the price adjustments kick in. Get up to $9,000 off MSRP on select new Silverado models or incredible 0% financing on select new Chevrolet vehicles. And the Chevyland Advantage, 12 months, no charge, scheduled maintenance. Get the best deals at North Louisiana's #1 dealer, Chevyland, your Silverado headquarters. Online at Chevyland.com.